Okay, welcome to a new episode of Nate's MMA Corner. I'm Nathan. If you watch my show, you're in my corner. Today's episode is a post-fight show for UFC 218, Holloway versus Aldo, the rematch of the ages in the featherweight division of the UFC. And we had undisputed UFC featherweight champion Max Blessed Holloway going up against former champion Jose Aldo, and this is again a post fight rundown of the main card. And anyway, so this main event was pretty much what I expected, spot on. Like I said on my pre-fight show, it'd be knockout in the second, maybe third round for Max Holloway, and sure enough, it was. Max Holloway just pretty much dominated every moment. Aldo landed a couple good shots here and there, but Holloway just really used his speed, his age advantage, and just dominated. It was TKO punches round 3, and Max Holloway gets his first title defense as the undisputed featherweight champion of the world. And it was a fun, exciting fight, even though it happened exactly how I thought it was. Just to see, like, oh man, I got it spot on. People are saying that Aldo should retire. I don't think he should retire. I think he needs to rethink where he goes with his career. Maybe have him fight some lesser caliber guys to build up some wins and build his confidence up. I think that's part of it. I think he let the hype of Holloway get to him, and he beat me before and I'm scared and he's going to beat me again and this and that. And I think so much was going through his head. Aldo, a few years ago, I think would have really made this into more of a evened out battle and brought it to a decision, and then one of those that could have gone either way. But Aldo's mindset now, I think he's letting things get to him, the wins and losses get to him, and Holloway won this fight pretty dramatic fashion. It was a fun fight. Again, I can't say enough how fun this fight was as a fan. And Max Holloway, I hope he fights either Cub Swanson or Frank Edgar in his next title defense. Or maybe the winner, better yet, the winner of Brian Ortega and Cub Swanson. Anyhow, that sums up the main event. Then in the co-main event in the heavyweight division, we had Francis Ngannou versus Alistair Overeem. This was 1 minute 42 seconds in the first round. A KO punch for Francis Ngannou. He landed a killer uppercut, and it just pretty much sent Alistair Overeem flying. And I was in shock and awe over it, because I thought for sure Alistair Overeem was going to take him down and submit him. But they clinched up, and I was like, here we go. This is where Alistair's going to clinch up with them and then work in a takedown, and then that didn't happen. There was some stalling, so the ref broke it up and it stayed standing, and Francis Ngannou landed that killer uppercut that won him the fight. And it was just massive win. And Francis Ngannou could potentially be the next UFC heavyweight champ. It'll be interesting. It looks like he's fighting Stipe Miocic next, and that's going to be one of the greatest heavyweight title fights of all time, in my opinion. And wow, the heavyweight division's never been boring, and Francis Ngannou is just proof of that, where it just stays interesting. And I believe he will be the first Cameroonian UFC heavyweight champ if he wins that belt. Francis Ngannou is heavy-handed, tough, durable heavyweight. Doesn't get more durable than Francis right now. It's exciting. Wow. Then in the flyweight division, we have Henry Cejudo versus Sergio Pettis. This one was pretty much what I thought it was going to be. Henry Cejudo worked in takedowns and then got dominant positions and then some ground and pound here and there, but Sergio Pettis was able to defend his guard on the bottom okay, but not, he was, even though he was getting dominated, it wasn't like Sergio was totally clueless on the ground. But Henry Cejudo was always having the upper hand and just squeaking out those dominant positions. And yeah, Henry Cejudo is back in title contention as far as I'm concerned. If the T.J. Dillashaw and Demetrius Johnson fight doesn't happen for whatever reason, you could throw in Henry Cejudo in a title fight against DJ, a rematch. I wouldn't mind seeing that. This fight, I think, was definitely a top contender match in that division. And yeah, Henry Cejudo, I feel like if he can figure out translating that killer wrestling skills he has to MMA wrestling more so, then he'll be that much more dominant and be taking people down even more so. Henry Cejudo has just a huge amount of potential still, I think. Untapped potential. But yeah, he won due to pretty much all the takedowns he landed, and he won 30-27 across the board, unanimous decision. Good job, Henry Cejudo. Then in the lightweight division, we had Eddie Alvarez versus Justin Gaethje. This one, I was shocked. I thought Justin Gaethje was going to be the dominant one and just teeing off on Eddie Alvarez. Boy, was I wrong on this one. Justin landed some good shots, but Eddie Alvarez was pretty dominant in this fight, and he won KO knee in the third round. And yeah, towards the tail end of it, Eddie Alvarez was just teeing off on Justin Gaethje, and I was shocked and in disbelief. Because here you had Justin Gaethje, undefeated, former lightweight champion in the World Series of Fighting, and just had killer knockout wins left and right in that. And then came into the UFC and took out Michael Johnson and made it look easy. And I thought, okay, Eddie Alvarez, he's had some controversial decisions in Bellator, and in my opinion, with the Michael Chandler fights, with at least one of them, that is. And Justin Gaethje winning this, I thought was a sure thing. No ifs, ands, or buts. But yeah, Eddie Alvarez did his thing, and yeah, you got to give Eddie Alvarez props. And it's going to be exciting to see where Eddie Alvarez goes next. I think he should rematch Dustin Poirier in this fight, in his next fight. But yeah, the lightweight division is looking pretty exciting right now, with guys like Eddie Alvarez in it. Then to kick off the main card in the women's strawweight division, we had Tecia Torres versus Michelle Waterson. I thought Michelle Waterson was going to win this, and it was just Tecia Torres just landing those strikes and just really, moving side to side, and great footwork. The footwork, I think, is the thing that really helped win Tecia Torres this fight. And yeah, she won unanimous decision, 30-27 and 2 29-28. And yeah, Tecia Torres is in title contention as far as I'm concerned in the women's strawweight division. And she won just dominant positions and outstriking Michelle Waterson by a pretty wide margin. And yeah, this entire pay-per-view is just amazing. If you haven't seen it yet, check out a replay. So that wraps up the post-fight show for this. Stay tuned for my next episode, which will be pre-fight for Swanson versus Ortega, UFC Fight Night. And until then, I will see ya.